More than a century ago, baseball captured America's heart, etching itself into the soul of a nation. From dust-filled diamonds to stadiums packed with roaring fans, MLB became more than just a game. It became a theater of dreams, heartbreaks, and unforgettable moments that have stood the test of time. Today, we're diving into those very moments, a journey through the plays that stopped our hearts, the legends who redefined greatness, and the flashes of brilliance that made baseball not just a game, but a legacy. So, sit back as we relive the magic and uncover the beauty that makes Major League Baseball one of the greatest stories ever told. Kicking off with this unforgettable play from the 1992 World Series, a game that had it all: speed, athleticism, and one shocking twist. Game 3, 1992 World Series. It was Game 3 of the 1992 World Series, Braves vs Toronto Blue Jays, and tension filled the air. In the fourth inning, with no outs and runners on first and second, Atlanta's David Justice sent a deep shot soaring to center field. It looked like a surefire extra base hit, a crushing blow to the defense. But Devon White, Toronto's electrifying center fielder, had other plans. White was a defensive wizard with speed to burn. As the ball sailed into the outfield, he sprinted back, tracking it every step of the way. Then, with a perfectly timed leap, he stretched out, glove open, and snagged the ball just inches before slamming into the wall. But he didn't stop there. In one swift motion, White bounced off the wall, whirled around, and launched the ball back to the infield, catching the Braves off guard. The sequence set up an almost unheard-of triple play. Kelly Grubber tagged out Deion Sanders at third just a split second before he scrambled back to second. But, in a cruel twist of fate, umpire Bob Davison ruled Sanders safe, despite the clear evidence to the contrary. Later, Davison admitted to missing the call after reviewing the replay. Had he gotten it right, White's play would have gone down in history alongside Bill Wambsgann's unassisted triple play from 1920. Instead, it became one of baseball's greatest what-if moments, a flash of pure athleticism and grit, inches away from history. Fast forward nearly 3 decades, and baseball was still serving up unforgettable moments. This time, the magic would come from a young star whose fearless performance etched his name into the sports storybook: the legendary 2019 Nationals Wild Card Game. October 1st, 2019, the Washington Nationals faced off against the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Wild Card Game, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. National fans had been waiting years for a chance to break free from their postseason heartache, and this game was their shot at redemption. Down 3-1 in the 8th inning, Washington was on the brink of another crushing loss. With 2 outs and the bases loaded, 20-year-old Juan Soto stepped up to the plate. Fans across the stadium held their breath as Milwaukee's star closer Josh Hader unleashed his trademark heat. Then came the pitch. Soto swung, and the ball rocketed off his bat, a scorching line drive into right field. As it screamed past Milwaukee's Trent Grisham, Nationals runners took off. In an instant, the game turned on its head. 3 runs scored, the crowd erupted, and suddenly, Washington was up 4-3. Soto's clutch hit wasn't just a go-ahead run. It was a bolt of lightning that reignited hope and propelled the Nationals on a historic run, carrying them all the way to their first ever World Series title and solidifying Soto as a hero. The spark lit an entire postseason and reminded baseball fans everywhere of the sport's magic. Just weeks after Juan Soto's breakout, postseason magic struck again. This time in Houston, with a moment that would become one of baseball's unforgettable walk-offs. Jose Altuve's walk-off homer against the Yankees. October 19th, 2019, the Houston Astros and New York Yankees were locked in a nail-biting ALCS, the series tied, and everything on the line. It was the 9th inning of Game 6, the score tied, with the Yankees' dominant closer, Aroldis Chapman, on the mound. The tension was electric, and the eyes of the baseball world were glued to the field as Jose Altuve, Houston's powerhouse, stepped up to bat. Altuve, known for his relentless spirit and clutch play, squared off against Chapman's blazing fastballs. The count was 2-1. Chapman delivered, and Altuve connected, sending a towering shot to left center. The ball hung in the air for what felt like an eternity, the entire stadium holding its breath. And then, it was gone. A walk-off homer. Altuve had sent the Astros to the World Series with one iconic swing. The crowd went wild. Altuve rounded the bases, his teammates mobbing him at home plate, and in that one moment, he captured the heart-pounding excitement of postseason baseball. It was a walk-off for the ages, a moment even the rival fans couldn't forget. But while some players create defining moments with a bat in hand, others do it from the pitcher's mound. Madison Bumgarner was one of those players, a name forever tied to one of the bravest performances in World Series history. Madison Bumgarner's legendary relief in Game 7, 2014 World Series. For fans of recent baseball history, no Game 7 may feel as iconic as Madison Bumgarner's heroic performance for the San Francisco Giants in the 2014 World Series. The Giants were battling the Kansas City Royals, and the intensity was sky high as San Francisco clung to a fragile 3-2 lead in the fifth inning. Bumgarner, who'd already thrown 2 incredible games earlier in the series, was supposed to be done for the season, but this was Game 7, and everything was on the line. With quiet determination, he took the mound, fully aware that the Giants' championship hopes now rested on his shoulders. What followed was 5 innings of pitching mastery. Bumgarner unleashed pitch after pitch, shutting down the Royals' offense as the stadium erupted with every out. By the 9th inning, he was visibly exhausted, yet somehow unstoppable. Finally, with 2 outs, Royals slugger Salvador Perez launched a terrifying pop fly into foul territory. Every fan held their breath as third baseman Pablo Sandoval settled under the ball and made the catch. The Giants were champions once again, and Bumgarner's superhuman performance became legendary. But long before Bumgarner's dominance in 2014, another unforgettable moment became part of baseball lore. It came from a Red Sox catcher who refused to let his team's hopes go foul. Carlton Fisk waves it fair. In one of the most dramatic moments in MLB history, Carlton Fisk etched his name into baseball's storybooks during Game 6 of the 1975 World Series. Facing the Cincinnati Reds, the game was locked in a tense tie in the 12th inning, when Fisk stepped up to bat. With a single swing, he sent the ball rocketing down the left field line. The crowd gasped. Would it stay fair? As the ball soared, Fisk took off down the line, frantically waving his arms to keep it fair, as if sheer willpower could alter its course. Then, with a miraculous thud, the ball struck the foul plate for a walk-off home run, and Fenway Park erupted into chaos. Fisk's desperate arm-waving sprint became an enduring image of baseball's passion and raw determination. Fast forward nearly 5 decades, and yet another unforgettable moment captivated fans worldwide. This time, it was a towering slugger with a record-breaking swing that carried the weight of history. Aaron Judge's record-breaking 62nd home run. On October 4, 2022, Aaron Judge, the New York Yankees power-hitting phenom, stood on the brink of history. For an entire season, he'd been chasing Roger Maris's long-standing American League record of 61 home runs, a record that had remained untouched for 61 years. Fans waited with bated breath, game after game, as he inched closer, and on this October night, the moment finally arrived. In the first inning, with the whole stadium watching, Judge crushed a pitch from the Texas Rangers' Jesus Tinoco, sending the ball flying over the left field fence. The crowd roared as Judge rounded the bases, their cheers echoing through the stadium as if they knew they were witnessing history in the making. This wasn't just a record-breaking play, it was a moment that linked the past to the present. Few players get to script their own endings, even fewer do it with a storybook moment that cements their legacy. Derek Jeter's final at-bat at Yankee Stadium gave fans exactly that. Derek Jeter's farewell walk-off. For fans who had watched Derek Jeter's entire career, his last game at Yankee Stadium on September 25, 2014, felt like the end of an era. Facing the Baltimore Orioles, Jeter had already thrilled the crowd with an RBI single in his first at-bat. But the baseball gods had one last gift in store. In the 9th inning, with the game tied 5-5 and one runner on base, Jeter stepped up to the plate one final time in the Bronx. The crowd fell silent, every eye fixed on him. The pitch came, and Jeter swung a crisp line drive to right field. The runner scored, the Yankees walked off victorious, and Jeter's teammates lifted him as the stadium erupted in jubilation. It was the perfect send-off, a cinematic ending that only baseball could deliver. A farewell that reminded fans why he was, and always will be, the captain. Although Jeter left a lasting legacy, the next generation was already rewriting the game. No one embodied this more than Shohei Ohtani, whose extraordinary 2021 season revealed just how limitless baseball can be. Shohei Ohtani's two-way greatness. Shohei Ohtani's 2021 season was the stuff of legends. Baseball hadn't seen a dominant two-way player since Babe Ruth, but Ohtani shattered expectations by excelling as both a hitter and a pitcher, defying what anyone thought possible in the modern game. With 46 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 26 stolen bases, Ohtani was an offensive powerhouse. His .965 OPS was proof of his all-round mastery at the plate. Fans watched night after night as he pitched with dominance one day and cleared fences the next. But what truly set Ohtani apart was his pitching. Armed with a 100-mile-per-hour fastball and wicked breaking pitches, he struck out 156 batters over 130 innings, closing the season with a 3.18 ERA. This was no gimmick. Ohtani was the real deal, a player with the kind of talent scouts dream about but rarely find. He was voted the American League MVP unanimously, and for good reason. Ohtani's incredible season was a reminder of baseball's timeless magic, a sport where anything is possible, even feats that defy history. Ohtani's feats were awe-inspiring, but come October, a new star emerged. With clutch hit after clutch hit, Eddie Rosario carried the Braves to the brink of baseball's ultimate prize. Eddie Rosario's heroics and Braves comeback. The year was 2021, and the Atlanta Braves found themselves up against the powerhouse Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League Championship Series. Despite being underdogs, the Braves had an ace up their sleeve, Eddie Rosario. In Game 6, with Atlanta up 3-2 in the series, Rosario came to bat in the fourth inning, 2 runners on base, and everything hanging in the balance. Dodgers ace Walker Buehler wound up, and Rosario launched a 3-run rocket deep into the stands. That home run sealed the game and propelled the Braves to their first World Series appearance in over 2 decades. Rosario's NLCS performance was a revelation, batting .560 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. He transformed from a mid-season pickup into the hero Atlanta desperately needed. It was a Cinderella story in real time, and Rosario's bat had written a script that Braves fans would never forget. Next up is the moment Mookie Betts' outfield magic changed the momentum of an entire series. Mookie Betts' defensive magic. The Los Angeles Dodgers were 1 game away from elimination in the 2020 NLCS against the Atlanta Braves. With the Dodgers' backs against the wall in Game 6, Mookie Betts put on a defensive show that changed everything. In the 5th inning, with Atlanta leading 3-2, Marcell Ozuna hit a deep line drive that seemed destined to score runs. But Betts sprinted to the wall, leaped, and somehow came down with the ball, robbing Ozuna of a huge hit. As if that weren't enough, Betts made another diving catch just 1 inning later, once again stealing a hit from Ozuna. The Dodgers went on to win the game, forcing a decisive Game 7, which they would win en route to their first World Series title in over 3 decades. Betts' jaw-dropping catches became instant classics, showing fans how defense can turn a game, a series, and even a season around. Finally, let's wrap up with a postseason run unlike any other as Randy Arozarena turned his unexpected rise into a record-breaking, highlight-packed October. Randy Arozarena's breakout postseason. If you asked MLB fans who owned the 2020 postseason, one name would dominate the conversation: Randy Arozarena. The outfielder for the Tampa Bay Rays wasn't on many radars at the season's start, but by the postseason's end, he was a household name. One of his highlight moments came in the ALCS against the Houston Astros, where he broke the single postseason record with 10 home runs, driving in 14 runs. Every time he stepped up to the plate, fans held their breath, waiting for something spectacular. And spectacular, he delivered. In Game 4 of the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, Arozarena found himself at the center of one of the wildest endings in full Classic history. It was the bottom of the 9th. The Rays were down 7-6, 2 outs, runners on. Brett Phillips hit a single to center, and as Arozarena rounded third, chaos unfolded. He stumbled, falling on his way to the plate, but fate intervened. Dodgers catcher Will Smith missed the throw, and the ball got away. Arozarena quickly scrambled, slid into home, and scored the tying run, giving the Rays a miraculous 8-7 victory. That run capped off an improbable rally, an unforgettable game, and solidified Arozarena's place in the record books. By the end of his whirlwind postseason, he'd set records for most hits at 29 and most home runs at 10 in a single postseason. Each of these moments is a vivid reminder of why we love this game, the beauty, the drama, the heroes who rise when the stakes are highest. So, which one moved you the most? Let us know in the comments, hit that subscribe button for more baseball history, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.